Have you ever noticed that after eating something you feel more energized and active? Well, this is because from the food we eat, we get glucose, which is the main sugar in our blood. This sugar gives us energy as it also provides our body's organs with nutrients. The cool thing about our body is that it regulates these sugar levels to keep it balanced all the time. Homeostasis. We know to maintain homeostasis, negative feedback loop mechanism is required. The cycle works over and over again, depending on if the body needs more sugar or less sugar. Alcohol affects the heavy drinkers greatly. Since the alcohol contains sugar, the blood sugar levels rise, and there is a decrease in the effectiveness of insulin. This happens because the body knows the alcohol is toxic to it. The liver works very hard to break down and get rid of all the alcohol. And because the liver is working so hard, it ends up shutting off everything else, such as the making of glucose and the hormones need to regulate it, in this case, insulin. So the blood sugar levels remain high. Insulin and glucagon are two protein hormones that control glucose level. They're both produced by pancreas cells called islets. Insulin is secreted by beta cells and their role is to lower blood glucose levels. They instruct target cells to uptake glucose from blood and inhibits the breakdown of glucagon into glucose. So when the blood glucose levels are high, insulin is released. When the blood glucose levels are low, glucagon is released by alpha cells, which stimulates the breakdown of glucagon into glucose in the liver. This means alcohol definitely affects the negative feedback loop for blood sugar. This is because the person now has more sugar and there is not enough insulin to lower the blood glucose levels. High blood glucose is referred to as hyperglycemia and its effects are thirst, urination, vision problems, and fatigue. Occasional drinkers also get affected. For them, there is an increase in insulin secretion, which lowers the blood glucose levels. Looking at negative feedback loop, we know that when there is low blood glucose, there should be less secretion of insulin and more glucagon. But this is not the case when alcohol is consumed. Low blood glucose is known as hypoglycemia and its effects include shaking, cold sweats, hunger, headaches, and weakness. There are two types of diabetes. Type 1. The immune system destroys beta cells, which means there is a lack of insulin. To avoid this, daily injections of insulin are required. Type 2. Insulin is produced, but the tissues don't respond as they do to normal levels of insulin. To prevent this, more exercise and control of diet is required.